In this video, we are going to see the experiment for measurement of three-phase power. So the aim of this experiment is to measure the three-phase power by conducting load test. So apparatus required for this experiment were ammeter in the range of 0 to 10 amps 1, voltmeter in the range of 0 to 600 volt 1, and wattmeter 600 volt 10 amps 1, so 10 amps 2, so both were UPF meters, and three phase auto transformer which is 0 to 470 volt, and some connecting wires. So these are all the apparatus required for conducting this experiment, and there are certain precautions that needs to be done before starting this experiment. So the first thing is the overall setup should have to be started without any load. So that is, your resistive load should be in off condition. So next thing is, the supply should not be switched off before the load is being unloaded. So which means before the start and stopping of the experiment, you have to ensure the load is in zero position. So next thing is, let me show you the circuit diagram for this experiment, and this is what the circuit diagram. So here we are having a input supply, that is your three phase input supply, so which is 415 volt, three phase 50 Hz supply, and this is what the fuse. So the rating of fuse should have to be calculated by means of using the formula, which is 125 percentage of rated current. So this rated current value and all these things you will get from the nameplate details of the machine. So next here, the auto transformer, three phase auto transformer is being used. So it is being connected with the voltmeter. Actually a voltmeter is connected between two phase. So the range of this voltmeter is 0 to 600 volt, and here we are having an ammeter in the range of 0 to 10 amps. So here we are having two wattmeters. So as we know, each are of a same capacity. So this wattmeter will have four terminals, that is M, C, L and V. So this M and C should have to be shorted. Okay, so always remember, in wattmeter this MC should have to be shorted. So L is being connected to one end of the resistive load, and here this wattmeter L is being connected to one end of the resistive load. Both the M is being connected to the input, that is input supply, one to the positive and the other to the negative. And the next thing is, this V terminals from both the wattmeter should have to be connected together. So this is what the circuit diagram, and this is going to be your resistive load, three phase resistive load, and this is going to be the variable load. You are going to vary the load here, that is, you are going to gradually increase the load. Now let's see how we are going to start the experiment. So after the connections were made as per the circuit diagram, so you have to ensure the load is not being applied. Also you have to ensure that the auto transformer is in minimum position. So after this you have to close the TPST switch. So here the switch which you are using is tripole single throw switch. So previous cases we have used dipole single throw switch. Now here we are using tripole single throw switch. So by adjusting the auto transformer, you have to apply the rated voltage. So after this you have to note down the ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter readings under no load conditions. Initially we have not applied any load, so you have to measure these values. So after that you have to add the load gradually. So then for each load you have to note down this voltmeter, ammeter and wattmeter readings. So you have to done this experiment until 80% of the rated current is being obtained. So after this, after that you have to stop the experiment. So before stopping the experiment you have to ensure the load is brought to zero, that is under your load should have to be disconnected, which means it should have to be turned off. So next thing is, your auto transformer should have to be brought to the minimum position. Then you have to open this tripole single throw switch. So now let me show you the tabulation. So we have seen what are the meters that is being connected to the circuit. So here with this you have to calculate this line voltage, load current, and this wattmeter readings. So what is shown in the wattmeter, you have to plot, note it here. So here this is mf denotes the multiplication factor. You have to get this mf value from the wattmeter which you are using. So you have to take this value and you have to multiply it with this reading which we have obtained. So for this is same for both the cases. Here we are using same type of wattmeters. Then you have to calculate this real power, power factor, sin phi, reactive power, and apparent power. So for calculating all these things, you are having the formulas. You can use this appropriate formulas for calculating the values. So after calculating these values, you can enter it in this tabular column. So hence you have calculated the real and reactive and apparent power by means of using this experiment. So hence the load test on three-phase resistive load was conducted and its real reactive and apparent power were determined with this experiment. And that's all with the experiment. Thank